Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. My name is Tara. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. You know you're part of the what? Grateful gang, gang, gang. Grateful gang, 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 gang. Grateful gang, gang, gang. Grateful gang, 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 gang. And if you're not a part of Grateful Gang, we'd love to have you over here. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to hit that red subscribe button and give me the thumbs up, talk to me in the comments, share the video, that kind of stuff, the stuff that the algorithm likes. So today we will be trying out my new spreadsheet that I created. Well, my simple spreadsheet that I've always had it, that I'm just giving to you guys for a itty tiny, teeny tiny price if you're interested. But I actually want to see that it's working. It will be out this weekend, but I want to do my budget on it to make sure it's doing what I want to do. There are 2 parts right now, but I'd like there to be 3 parts. So let me show you. So there's some instructions that I'm going to review myself just to make sure it makes sense. But then there is a monthly budget. I separated out the monthly budget because my tester person, shout out to you, tester, has let me know like the addition on the biweekly budget doesn't add up if you're trying to use it for a monthly. So you're going to be able to do your monthly budget over here. Okay, so let's do our monthly budget. We did not do a monthly budget today. Please go ahead and get your tea, coffee, cakes, buns, whatever you need, popcorn, because this one may be a little bit longer. Hopefully not too long because I'm doing it before work and I only got like 30 minutes. So my monthly budget, we're going to just assume the numbers. Actually, for this paycheck, we already know what the first paycheck, $1572.38. So we know that's what that's going to be. Looking back at my other budget, $1647 is usually about what my second paycheck comes in at. I am on salary, but this particular paycheck, if you're new here, has like the cell phone allowance on it. Miscellaneous hustle, we are supposed to get some miscellaneous money, but I'm not going to count my money till it's here. And I don't like to budget with it, but I think we're going to get like $100 from YouTube for October. So that's going to be amazing. And we don't have any more rollover. So we won't include that in the budget until we actually see the money. So right now it shows that we're working with $3,219.38. So I'm just going to bust out the calculator real quickly just to make sure that 1647 plus 1532.38 does add that. Yes, it does. So we're working on those formulas. That formula is working. Anything in this dark, I need to make this bold as well. Anything that you see, I can't see that right now, but let's see. Can I see it now? Move. Oh no, it is already bold. So these are cells that do not need to be touched. There is a formula in that cell. So if you double click it, well, I can't see, you can't see, right. There's a formula in there. So I've tried to write in the instructions that if you see like the highlighted portions like this, that you should not write in them. But now I'm like, maybe I shouldn't make these highlighted because I do need you to write into your income. So that's the part like I'm still working on, but that's what I'm showing you guys now. So let's move on to our expenses. And I will go ahead, and I've already put in my due dates. So my mortgage is normally $1183.62, and then my cell phone is $25. Water is usually $43.08. Car insurance right now is $171.80. Electric is now coming in at $141. The gym is $40. Internet is $80. Security equipment is $23.70. Hold on, let me reference my other page. I believe that's what it. Yeah, no, it's not 23. The security is $27.14. The equipment is $43.20. Trash and sewer is normally like $108 now. It just keeps slowly going up, but we paid that last quarter, so we don't have to worry about that. And this is $1754.84. So that does seem to be adding up correctly. Yay. So another thing I want to try with you is, let's say I had another column I wanted to put in. I would just go at the bottom and insert row above or below. And then let's see if I add $50 here, if it will calculate. It does calculate in that $50. I don't want to do that. But you can add rows if you have more expenses than me. For this purpose, I'm just going to make this slightly smaller just so everything kind of fits in on the page. Actually, I just made this larger because we're not using the bank at this time. Okay, and then we have, for me, the next thing on our simple spreadsheet is debt. You can put your credit cards there. I'm not going to put all mine in now, but this is normally really. Where did you go? I didn't know all those things. Sorry, y'all. The credit card in now, but this is normally my Home Depot. Nothing is there. Ulta credit card, nothing is on it. What I'm saying, Saver credit card, nothing's on it. Then I would have another Coxley credit card, which is a Merit card. So I'll just write credit card 4. And then nothing's on my Merit card. You can name these columns whatever your card is or whatever you want. And then my car payment is how much is my car payment? $467 is what I pay every month, and then I only have one student loan that, well, I have two, but they're combined, $70.67. But I left room for another student loan and something else, so I left a lot of room for more credit card or debt. However, you can add more columns, and it should still add up. I only have these two things right now, and that's 577. Perfect. So that looks like it's adding correctly. Now, eating out. Oh, eating out is this is my variable section. And so for eating out, I am a month ahead. I don't know why I'm stumbling, y'all. We do this all the time. I'm a month ahead. So I'm saving up for November expenses. I've already taken out my October expenses and we've cash stuffed them together if you've seen that video. But eating out gets $80 for the month. Fun gets $40 for the month. Gas gets $120 for the month. And look at that. That's not the right font. So I'm glad I did that. Copy and paste special format. Yeah, so if you ever come like a format only, if you copy from a cell, you just copy, and then the one you want to change to the right font or whatever, you would just, when you go to paste special, you're going to format only. Okay. And then giving, and feel free to DM me on IG. That's the easiest way to get to me. I see those right away. My IG is always down below in the description bar if you're having any problems with your template or your spreadsheet. So giving gets 40 now, groceries gets 200 now, and self-care gets 80 for a total of 560. That sounds correct. Let's just highlight all of them, make sure that added up. Yes, 560. Now to our sinking funds. You guys know that our sinking funds are very variable. So I'm going to look. Oh, I don't know if you're jumping with me from page to page, but if I disappeared, I'm on my yearly forecast page. And I'm just taking a look at what is supposed to come out of sinking funds for the month of October. And that's starting with apparel. So I'm just going to copy down. Obviously, this is my own sheet. And then I'm going to paste. And then I'm going to do the thing I told y'all about. I'm going to copy one of the ones that are formatted the way I want. And then I'm going to paste special and the format only. Okay, so excuse me. Oh, and this over here is a note section because I always feel like sometimes in my monthly, I might need to write a note like, oh, I know this may be going up or this may change for next month. So I added that note section. I hope you guys like it. I know I'll be using this spreadsheet going forward and I know I'm going to like it. So as far as my budget, there's nothing going into apparel, which I wish there was because I need to buy stuff for fall. But Build a Buffer is getting nothing. Birthday's getting nothing. Car maintenance getting nothing. Christmas is getting nothing. Emergency fund is supposed to get $33.03. Health and medical is supposed to be getting $10. HOA will get its $40. Household is supposed to get $40. HVAC, I need to give that at least $150 because we skipped it last month because we forgot about the trash and sewer coming out of September. So that needs to bump up just a little bit more. KineMaster is $0. And that's only because it's fully funded, you guys. So fully funded, we're going to add that over there. And then Sam's Club is actually fully funded as well. So we're going to make that $0 and Amazon is fully funded. Another thing is I've started using CapCut as an editing software. I don't know if y'all noticed my last couple of videos, a few of them have like more effects and stuff. I think it's fun and it's also free. And if it's free, it's for me. So I'm using that. So actually the money I saved for KineMaster could end up going to something else because I don't need to pay for it. I canceled them. They were up in September. I canceled it, started learning the CapCut. And I have like, I think 60 or 50 something dollars saved in there for that membership, which I don't need. I'm gonna let it sit there for right now and we'll decide later. So beauty is supposed to get 30, thank God, because I need new moisturizer. Travel right now is slated for nothing. Treat yourself is nothing. YouTube box is nothing. And all the things is nothing, and other right now is nothing. So this should be 307. It is. So those are adding correctly, and I love having my notes. Now let's move on to Navy Federal. Y'all know that Navy Federal gets $2 per month, one every paycheck. So that definitely added correctly. And here we have our total expenses. So let's just do a quick double check of these total expenses. Everything that's hit in the total columns should add up to 3,161.54. So we have $2 plus this one, which is 307.03, plus this one, which is 560, plus this one, yeah, 537.67, plus our everyday expenses, this one, which is 1754.84, 3,161.54. So from what I can tell, yay, small wins. We are adding correctly, and then this income should add up to whatever this income says up here, and that it is. And so now it's telling us that we have a balance of $57.84. And as far as buffers go, that is actually okay. So I'm going to move all that because this is over the 2 weeks. That's 57.84. And once we put that balance buffer in, it tells us now we have a what? Zero base budget. So that is the monthly budget, you all. That went really well. I'm very excited about that. That seems to work. So now let's move into our actual, the one that I pretty much use all the time. And here we are in here. So these amounts over here do not add up to like your monthly budget. That's what I was saying. So I'm just going to go in and add all my normal numbers. We just went over all these numbers. You can add in your due dates. You can add in your numbers. I'm actually going to make a duplicate of this just so I should have done that with the monthly, but the monthly is easier to delete. I'm going to use the copy for myself right now, and then I'll move it into my actual sheet later because I want to keep the template blank. So here we're going to go ahead and we're just going to work on we'll work on both weeks. So you guys know, I normally don't do a monthly budget like this first one. I think it's nice for some people who like to see their monthly budget all at once on paper. Normally what I do for my monthly budget is I just allocate out back and forth like this. And I'm going to do that with you guys today for anybody who wants to use this sheet. And we'll go from there. Let me go ahead though, and I'm not going to bother filling in the due dates right now. I am going to fill in all my mortgage amounts and all that, and then I'll come back and we'll fill this part out together. All right, guys, so I'm back. I filled in everything that I felt like I needed to fill in. I just wanted to touch my Capital One so I didn't close out. That I needed to fill in over here, and that is just the amount. And honestly, all I had to do is go, as you can see, I was copying and pasting back and forth from the first one. And once you've done this one time, you don't need to do it again because all your numbers are the same unless something changes. And like I just made a copy of this. I wrote in the wrong one, but it's okay. I made a copy of this. I could just do that for every quarter or every month, however you want to do it if you're doing a weekly. Another thing I want to include is like a weekly budget where these say week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5 for anyone that wants to try to use this weekly. But yeah, so let's continue on to our journey because we're doing well as far as time goes. So here we are. We know that. So let's visit our bank. I don't know why it's not like synced up. We need to make this just slightly smaller, which is fine because we only need to be looking at October. I don't know why they're not like connected, but okay. So we got a check of $1,572.38, 1,572.38, and we're going to assume that we're going to get 1647 for the second check. Because here's where we're going to break down each one of them, and then we're actually going to pay out or allocate out our October 1st check. There's nothing for second income right now. Side hustle, I know that I should be getting something on this second check around this second, around this second check from YouTube, but we're also not going to include anything right now. And I didn't transfer anything from last check. I allocated out to savings. So as you can see, the totals are totaling. We're good. The balance is up here. One of my subscribers had asked for that, and I thought that was a really good idea. So let's keep going. I like that we can see the top as well in this scroll. So that's another little thing. Again, this is a very simple budget. It's not going to have graphs or charts or anything like that. This is how my brain works. Now, if you like graphs and charts, there are a lot of good ones out there, beautiful. And I know my girl Taylor Budgets is actually working on one. She's back, y'all. So if you follow Taylor Budgets and you haven't seen her latest one, she's doing digital budgeting for the time being right now. She, like me, I'm a hybrid budgeter. That's what I always say. I use a little pen and paper for tracking, and I use this for my budget. But I think she's getting into that as well. And she's going to be offering her template that she created in about a month or so. And it's a little more diverse. So if that's your vibe, then definitely check her out. Let's go. Okay, so mortgage, what we do with our mortgage is we do a split payment and then we kind of figure it out. Okay, where's the calculator? Okay, so it's $1183.62, and then we divide that by 2. So for right now, we're gonna have it as $591.81 for each month, right? Each week. And then cell phone is $25. Here are the dates. I just write those in for my pay periods. These are my current pay periods. So this cell phone, I know, of course, write your due dates in. I know for myself, this cell phone is due on the 16th and it's automatic. So I'm going to put $25 here for when it's going to be due, and then I'm going to put 0 over here. Water is $43.08. Is also automatic, and it is due on the 13th, so it's also going to be due over here. You guys know, if you've been here with me a while, our first check is very bill heavy, so it gets front loaded, and then so we'll have to probably adjust to make sure everything works out. Car insurance is $171.80, and it is due on the 14th. 80 and nothing there. And then we have electric is $141, and that is due on the 14th as well. And the gym is $40, is due on the 1st, and I just paid that yesterday. You'll actually see that. And so on this particular spreadsheet, what I'm going to do, y'all are so used to bright green, but we're not going to do bright green. We're going to do a brown. Oh, that's ugly. I'm sorry. You can't see it, I should say. We'll use this kind of green. Just a little bit more subtle on this one. So this green, we're still going green for go. I've already done it. And as you can see over here in the bank, or can you see, there's the $40 that I Zelled to my instructor yesterday for the month of October because I need to go to the gym. Okay. Internet is $80, and the internet is due for us on I'm looking over here. If you see me, the other spreadsheet is over here, my current one, because I didn't fill in the dates, y'all. The internet is due on the 19th, which is in a different period. Thank God. So the internet is 80, and it is also automatic. Security is on the 22nd, and the security equipment is on the 27th. So these will go here. 2714 for the security and 4320 for the security equipment. Nothing is due for trash and sewer because we paid that last quarter. Now you'll see here on this expense sheet, you will get a total of your expenses for each section, but you won't have a full correct total in the balance because your income is only pulling from here. It's not pulling from all of these. It really doesn't work. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I created you a monthly budget, because these numbers here really are supposed to be like here. They're more reflective here than they are here because it's a whole month. Now, if I only did 2 periods at a time, then I could put both of your things add up to here, but it's not going to work when you get to the second and the third week or of the month, if that makes sense. You could make it work for yourself if you really want to see and just use the one sheet. You just have to know how to work the formulas. You'd have to put a formula to add this and this, and then switch it out every time you switch to the next 2 months, if that makes sense. If you're savvy like that, then absolutely do that. If you're not, you can just use the monthly template. Okay, and then here we go into credit cards. We don't have nothing going on. Well, we have a bunch of cards, but we don't have anything on them right now. There is going to be, of course, our Capital One, which our Quicksilver, which we pay some of our bills on. That will get paid as we go. And then we have the other one that we pay, that our variables are on, which we reconcile together while we do it when we track our expenses. Mm-hmm. The car payment is also a split payment. So it's car's telling me to drive to work. It must be almost 7:30. And so it's 467 divided by 2. So we're going to do 233.50 each week. And then we have no car payment 2. These are just labels that you have. I will rename mine what they are. And then my student loan is 7060, and that is due on the 17th. So right on the end there. So I'm just going to schedule it right here to pay in this week. And then we have our variable expenses. So we split those as well to save them. So if this is 80, this is getting 40 one week and 40 in the next week. Fun will get 20 and 20. Gas will get 60 and 60. Of course, these are for November, so it all works out. And then 20 and 20 for giving. Groceries will get 100 and 100. And look at that balance go down to 15 here. We may need to adjust. And then self-care is 40 and 40. That already cannot work. So what I usually do when I see, we're in the negative here, I'll probably just I'll just fix the mortgage because we're in October. We've already paid our October mortgage. What we're putting aside now is for the November mortgage. And so all our sinking funds, what I'm going to do is just go back to my monthly budget because who is going to do all that again? And I'm going to copy all of these that I have written in, and I'm going to go to my biweekly budget. And then I'm going to adjust. I'm going to put it in the second paycheck because I can already see that this paycheck is at a negative. And then I'm just going to put $0 here. And then I'm going to copy that down. And so as you can see, all the numbers are in, the emergency fund, all the numbers are showing and they're in, and they're 30703. Did I lose my monthly? Just like they're 30703. So I know I copied everything over here. And you know what? We're not going to do that because I don't want this video to be excessively long. Oh, where'd you go? Hello. Hello, Moto. And so that's that. And now we're going to do our $1 and $1 budget for our Navy Federal. As you can see, it's going to say exactly what it says. I'm putting like y'all can see at the top as it says at the bottom. So we're over. We don't want this. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to change the amount here. I think I'm going to just start with 560.81 and see what we get. 520.81. No. 530.81. I'm trying to get it to like where it would be like an evenish kind of number. So if my mortgage is $1,183.62 and I subtract 530.81, that means this one now needs to be $652.81 in order for us to balance. And I'm okay with that. So at this point, we have 530.81 and it leaves us with a buffer of 35.21. And in this week, we'll pay $652.81, which leaves us with a buffer of 22. I like when we have about a buffer of $20 in each one. And I wanted this one to be bigger because $25 of this I actually want to give to my nieces. 529B, whatever you got for the kids that saves towards their retirement or whatever. Yeah, I want to put $25. So that's why I wanted this one to be a little bit up. And yes, that only leaves me with like $5 buffer, but I do have money. I think I have $100 in build a buffer for if anything comes up. So for now, I'm going to move the 35.52 into buffer. I'm going to move 22.32 into buffer, leaving us with a zero-based budget for both months. So there are two ways basically to do both of these budgets, you guys. And here it is, zero budget. And it looks like the numbers are numbering. The math is mathing. So I think this is very good and well. I'm not going to allocate the check because that would just be too long. We're not going to be on here that long. I'll come back and allocate the check probably this afternoon, but that is how these will work for you. This is a monthly overview kind of budget, really easy. You can get this done if you don't have time, but you can see where your money is going. And this is the one I like because I like to know what weeks I'm paying what and what month I'm paying what. Obviously these dates are all wrong, but these will be blank on the spreadsheet, except for the first one is an example, and you can do whatever you want to do. But if you see anything that you want me to change, you all, let me know. on the spreadsheet because it's probably coming out Saturday or it's probably Sunday, just because I want to make sure the tweaks are done. Let me know if there's anything that you see that you want to change. It's not going to be expensive. It's like $5 on the coffee shop. And trust me, when you get you pay $5, I get like $2 to $3. Don't ask me how. It's ridiculous. I probably should just sell it on IG. But I know coffee is easy to get to. So you guys, let me know if you saw anything that you're like, Tara, you misspelled something. This is also probably just going to say budget. It's not going to say fourth quarter or whatever, but my budget or something like that. If you saw anything you think I need to change, or you're like, oh, I don't understand that. And I will be, like I said, leaving my DM open for you. If you have any questions, the IG is down below. So go ahead and follow me there if you're considering picking up this little free simple spreadsheet. Okay, guys. So that's how the spreadsheet is going to work. And I'll be back with my allocation because, honey, I don't like when money is sitting in the bank. We need to pay our bills. Okay. Our allocation, I might actually pay some stuff and just go over that with you when I do the allocation. But thank you so much for watching. Remember, in order to be great, you have to be grateful. I'm super duper grateful for you. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Remember, it's faith over fear this year, but not just this year, but what? Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, ever, forever, ever, a. Bye. Jazz hands. Love you. Mean it. Bye.